gentlemen, please welcome the person exiting the stage. Now, please welcome Tommy J. Warren. Warren out. Tommy J. Warren out. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Warren out. Like I haven't heard that one before. How's everyone doing tonight? Glad you guys came out.
Woohoo!
Jeff, thank you for having us tonight. Much appreciated. Let's give a round of applause for Jeff, the voice
That's
behind the scenes.
unnecessary. Oh, please. No, that's too much. Thank you.
Okay, my turn now.
Thank you for the applause.
Tell you guys a little about myself. I'm 49 years old. Just recently turned 49. So you guys know my bills come more a month than I do. And as a lot of you know, I do have 7 kids, which really isn't my fault because I really like playing with the box they come in. So glad my wife's not here to hear me say that. So growing up, I always knew I was a little weird. So I begged my parents. They went and got me tested, and yeah, it turns out I got OCD. Which, you know, not a big surprise because I tend to hyper-focus on things. So as I grew up and, you know, it changed as I grew up and, you know, I went from OCD to obesity. So I'm okay with that. So, you know, the earlier comedian was talking about losing some weight. Kind of a journey I've been on over the last little while. My doctor called me and told me if I don't change my ways, I'm gonna die. So I went on a diet, tried a whole bunch of different medications and whatnot, and I've lost, so far, 41.5 pounds. Thank you very much. Now guys, I'm not saying you should all diet, because some of you really can't. Like Chris, if you lose 5 more pounds, no one's gonna fucking see you. But some of the guys, you know, you lose weight, they say, you know, whatever, you know, 25 to 30 pounds you lose, you gain an extra inch. There. And I'm like, sweet, so I can finally give my wife that inch she wants. I haven't been able to. No. See, my wife's not here. It's an intimate crowd, right? You guys want to hear a really cool, freaky fucking story?
No.
No? Okay, you don't know. Do you guys want to hear it? Okay. So, the one day me and my wife were horsing around and we were, you know, getting intimate. I looked at her and said, you know what? Next time you give me a blowjob, I want to lock eyes with you. And I want to watch. And she started laughing. And I was like, what's so funny? She goes, you realize if I do that, you're going to have to suck a lot fucking harder than I am. I got a big belly. So, I was a little miffed that night and I went to bed early. So a few nights later, I guess my wife was tired of me not talking. And I tightened all the jars really, really tight, so she had to talk to me. So, you know, I'm laying in bed and things, you know, start. I look down and she's looking at me. So I'm like, here's my chance. So I sucked in my gut as much as I could. Right? Like, I mean, I sucked it all the way. I sucked my gut in so hard, the towel got stuck in my bum. But anyway, I sucked my stomach in. Right? And I'm saying this as a warning to fatter people, don't fucking do it. Because at the moment of climax, I could no longer hold my stomach in anymore. As my wife was coming down, my belly shot out. I knocked her clean off the bed and knocked her out for 15 minutes. I don't recommend you doing that. So, I'm working on that joke. So. As I always said, I'm not very good at push-ups, pull-ups, or, I can barely do a sit-up. But I'm really good at fuck-ups. Ask my wife, she'll tell you. Yeah, she's still mad I knocked her out. So, someone was talking about going to, Chris, you were talking about seeing all the Indian men around the steak shop. Okay, I've been in there. I don't embarrass, I have no shame, I'll go in. Well, between my wife working and me knocking her out, my wife doesn't want to touch me now. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to buy something for me. So I went in to, to get a fleshlight, right? Because I'm not buying a dildo. So I went out to some of these fleshlights. Do you know this shit's expensive? Although you can order one with your most designer vagina. Yeah, you can order, porn stars or actresses who've got their molds done. And I was like, I'm not paying $300 for one of these fucking things. So I'm like, but I still need something. So I went to my second favorite place to buy things. You know what that is? That's right, Facebook Marketplace. So I did find one on Facebook Marketplace. I bought it. It's, it's a little ripped and torn. It's got some fading on it. But it's not bad. You guys are all looking at me like you're fucking sick. Tell you what, after the show, I've got it in the truck outside. Everyone come on out, we can all give it a try. Sound good? Trish, your game, right? We'll talk after the show. Okay. No, it's free of charge. There's no charge this time. Last show I charged $5. They made $50. So we were talking about Jesus and some religion through the show. You guys ever get that Sunday knock? Okay, just me. So there we were last week. We were sitting on the couch. We were watching a wholesome movie. No, we weren't. So there's a knock on the door. So I opened the door, and there's two people standing there. They're wearing suits, they're carrying a Bible. So I already know, what's about to happen. And the girl introduced herself, and she says, "Have you found Jesus?" Ma'am, I'm telling you right now, I locked eyes with her, and I said, "Well, you guys lost him again? Like, start using bigger nails. Add some fucking chains, because the rocks you're using aren't working. If the guy's getting out a lot." That joke got a lot of real good reaction the other day. I'm keeping it. Fuck you. That's a good joke. I'm taking Chris's line that no one really want to use. So before I run out of time, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what happened a few years ago. I got a phone call that no one wanted to get, and I was told that I have advanced colon cancer, and that I need to take care of it, or I'm not going to be here. So I went and had the surgery. I made a lot of life changes and whatnot, and I am cancer free. Thank you very much. So because of that, every year I gotta go and have that big yearly physical. It's not like you ladies. It's in the same room. I don't have that duck thing to deal with, thankfully. So I go in for my last year. I went in for my yearly physical, and the stirrups on the bed. If you move them out, they lock. They don't come back. I found that out the hard way. I sat on the chair, put my feet in them, and I moved them out. Well, fuck, I'm fucked now. I'm sitting on the bed, butt naked. My feet are locked sideways. My doctor walks in. I'm like, oh, well, I might as well just go with it now. So he washes his hands, decides he's going to start off by checking for hernia. Do you know how they check for hernia? They grab your balls and they tell you to cough. But because he just washed his hands in the coldest fucking water in the universe, the best I could get out is a... So he looked up at me. Keep in mind, everyone, where he is and what he's hanging on to. Have you ever involuntarily winked at someone? As I looked down and my doctor looked up and we locked eyes, there was a magical moment. It wasn't a little wink, it was a full-on. So as my doctor went to say something, I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, I gotta do something. So I put my hand on his head. Keep in mind where he is, guys. He's still here, still hanging on to my junk. And then just as he went to speak, I rubbed my fingers through his hair. That was really awkward. The awkward part is next week I go for this year's physical. And I'm trying to think about what I can do to top that. Well, I would like again to take the time to thank everyone for coming out, supporting live comedies, being down here at Spotlight. Wonderful new club here in St. Catharines. Thank you very much. And Jeff, thank you very much for having us all. And let's give a round of applause for all the other comedians that were on the show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. We all had a great. You guys have a good time?
Yeah.
I had a great time. You stop heckling. Bitch doesn't shut up. Anyway, guys, that's my time. Thank you very much. Have a great night.